So tell them about how I'm gonna let you make it. I'm gonna let you make it. I'm gonna let you make it.
That could have went so many directions. I
It
really
really
don't.
could have went a lot of ways.
No,
I'm
go
gonna let you make
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Well, you had we weren't talking,
Mhm.
but you had a boyfriend at the time,
I did.
and
Ooh.
yeah, you didn't think I was going there, huh?
I did.
Yeah, we were talking at the time, and you had a boyfriend. I didn't know you had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was absolutely clueless, and somebody were at the gas station. They were like, they said something about you kissing somebody, and I'm like, man, that girl ain't kissing nobody. Like, she's single because we're talking at this time.
We
We
were
we
talking.
were talking.
Okay.
I'm like, that girl ain't kissing
I don't think
nobody.
we were talking,
Oh,
but
all right, yeah. I'm telling you because I'm like, I was mad when she told me you had a boyfriend.
mm.
She was like, she got a whole boyfriend. I'm like, that girl don't got no boyfriend. She was like, yes, he do. Yes, she do.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, chill out. And then she started proving that you had a boyfriend. I was like, that's crazy. So I fell back a little bit. Then you said that's when I posted a picture or something with some other girl and
Yeah.
that whole nine. But yeah, you had a
So I remember. I
okay.
remember it very specifically.
Mhm.
It was Easter Sunday,
Okay.
2015.
Dang.
Right.
Okay.
It was 2015.
Okay.
Easter Sunday.
Mhm.
He and we had taken a break.
Mhm.
We were not talking.
Who is we? You and
Me and the guy.
okay, you and the guy.
Me and the guy had taken a break.
Uh-huh.
We were not talking at that time. I remember I had brought my little makeup case to church because I'm a PK, so we got to get there early, okay? And I bring my makeup case in the bathroom. The door's open, though, like just in case somebody needs to go to the bathroom, I'll step out. You can use it, whatever. I see you walk by in the reflection of the mirror, and I was like, hey, Todd. And you were like, yes, ma'am. Cheesing and grinning. And I was like, when we get married? And you were like, let me get back to you. Now, at this point, I'm legitimately joking. I was legit joking. Don't make that face. But you came back to me and you gave me an actual date.
Actual date.
It was like
April 22nd. The year was 2020. I think 2020.
it was April 21st, 2022 or April 23rd, 2022.
It was one of them two.
It was one of those
It's
two.
in between those 3 days, but I remember
Yes.
April 12th.
It was the 2022, but it was either 21st or 23rd.
Right.
Okay. So I remember thinking, like, that's 7 years from now. Boy, bye. I got somebody ready to marry me, like, tomorrow.
He was.
I'm not finna wait on you.
Okay.
I'm not finna wait on you. I got somebody ready to marry me tomorrow. But I was flattered that you even came up with a date.
I didn't. Okay, I'll let you finish.
So at this time, I'm still not talking to him. I said that to you, though. I was like, boy, ain't nobody finna wait 7 years. Okay. Later on is when you post that picture. I remember now, okay? You was sitting on the beach with another girl.
Yeah.
I know who she was, but you put it on your Instagram. And I remember sitting there talking to my friend like, ain't no way.
You had a boyfriend.
I got so mad, I went back to him.
You had a no. You already.
No.
had a boyfriend.
We were not talking at the time.
All right,
So
if you say so.
I got so mad. I was like, you know what? I'm not finna play with this little boy. He said it was gonna be 7 years before he'd be even ready to marry me.
Well.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not. I didn't come up with the date. I had that date already.
You had that date already.
I already had that date. So, with that being said, I
think it was like a Thursday.
I didn't know you had. When you asked me that, I didn't know you had a boyfriend. You had a boyfriend.
Okay, we weren't talking.
Y'all weren't talking, but you had one.
Okay.
So then, boom, I find out about it, and I'm like, all right, I'm cool on that. Because like you said, after that, you saw that I posted a picture. That was when I learned you had a boyfriend. Because I was like, who she think she playing with? It's me.
First of all, I
It's
felt
the
like you
big
were
dog.
a player anyway, so I didn't.
I mean, yeah, traumatically, but yeah.
yeah.
It was. We went through that phase. Well, I went through that phase of trying to, I guess, like, what is it? Have a fulfillment that really couldn't be filled. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was always I don't know. I knew how I operated. We can talk about that a little bit too. We can talk,
we can
we
go
gonna
there.
get it. Yeah, we got, dang,
8 minutes.
8 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll put it to you like this. For me, I remember the first time I tried to be faithful in a relationship. I was never faithful in a relationship prior to that first time, like trying to be. Because anytime I got a girlfriend, it was like I wanted one, or I wanted that particular girl, and then I got her, and it was like, all right, cool. Now what? Now what's next? That was always the case for me. So I remember praying. I was like, because I'm trying to be a Christian too, by the way, because I'm coming to y'all church and all the time and stuff. So I'm trying to be a Christian, and I remember like, all right, God, I need your help. I'm really trying to do this right this one time. I just want to try. It was almost impossible because it was like I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to cheat on the girl.
There was something in you.
And it was something in me like, nah, you want her too. You want her too. And I kept saying no. Now, eventually we ended up breaking up. And that was the other part too. It was like, I'm being faithful to her, but I'm trying to like remain absent. Is it abstinent with her? Is that what the word I'm looking for? So not celibate, because which one is which?
It's abstinent.
Abstinent. Okay. So I'm trying to remain abstinent with her. But at the same time, when we get alone, I'm pursuing her like intimately, right? And she was like, well, I thought you didn't want to do that. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I don't. And we kept having this back and forth, or I kept having a back and forth of I want to and I don't. We never did. But it was always because the times that I wanted to, she would stop me and she was like, look, she didn't want to keep doing the back and forth either. She was like, look, you got to pick one. Like, either we're going to do it or we aren't. And I had to respect that. And I was like, you know what? I'm cool on it. I'm cool. And I ended up breaking up with her. But it was also, I had this desire to have sex, like romantically, and I didn't want to mess up anything with her. 'Cause she was a really cool person. Like, we were friends first and that whole thing, but it was like I'm cool on that. So that's how that translated back to, I'm done with her, but I still have this desire. And now I'm giving into this desire more, right? So yeah, that's one of them things. Yeah. We got 5 minutes? Okay, go ahead.
So you said you talked about like having that desire going back and forth, like those struggles up through our relationship.
100%.
What was the turning point
for me to stop?
Yeah. Like what do you think? Like,
I really didn't want to anymore. Like, I got tired of I don't want to say conviction of it, because it really wasn't conviction. It was just more so like, make a decision. I'm a decision making person. And because I was doing this back and forth, I'm like, no, I'm gonna make a decision. And that's when I really, once other things started to click for me, like once I started to develop more mentally, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to keep doing this back and forth. Pick one. If you're gonna do it, be committed to it. If not, don't. Right. And so even when I'm trying to see, so we can, like that instance where Prophet Greer, he came to the church, and
while we were dating.
This is while we were dating. While we were dating, I was talking to other girls, right? And so it was I had been praying. Now I remember this so clearly. I had been praying. I'm like, God, I don't feel like you see me. Like, I keep talking about this. I don't feel like you see me. Like, okay. And this is before I made the decision of I don't want to anymore. And I was like, I don't feel like you see me. And prior to that, it felt like every time that I would minister or preach or whatever, do our Bible study, I felt like I was always hurting people, like with the words that were coming out of my mouth. Like, it was never really encouraging. It was more like, here's what the Bible says. Here's how we're living. We're doing this wrong. Anyway, I get up to, we're doing parking lot. Me and one of my good friends were doing parking lot. And I'm telling him, I'm like, I don't want to go inside for some reason. I've never had that feeling. I'm like, I don't want to be inside of there. Don't know who this dude is. He came all the way from, sorry, y'all. He came all the way from Texas. Never met this man before in my life. And he said, or I didn't want to go into the church. So we go in there, he gets to preaching, he cutting everybody up. And I'm talking about, this is like towards the end of service. Really the whole service, he was cutting people. Like, he was like, this you, and you doing this. And he calling people out for their sins, and, you know, like rightfully so, like with a good heart. And I'm like, dang, this tough. And then he said, there's 5 people in here with a lion spirit. I'm like, oh, snap.
All right, guys, I'm super excited about these 2 new features. The first is story time. So you're able to go submit your story on a link through my website, and we will share it and read it openly with the community. Maybe you have a story or a testimony that you think will benefit somebody else, and we want to hear it. Our second feature is called Hear Me Out. It's a call-in feature where you'll be able to talk to myself and one of my guests. Maybe you have a completely different vantage point about one of the episodes that we've already recorded where you're like, I would have done that completely differently. Or you have something that you're going through right now and you really need somebody to be a listening ear, and we're here to hear you out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for the rest of this episode.